Well, we are in for another hot one today, nearing triple-digit temps today before it gets even hotter heading into the weekend. Denver's opening its cooling shelters for the next few days to give people a place to escape the heat. Thanks for starting the day with us at 5. Happy Friday. I'm Corey Rose.
And I'm Drew Carney. We're also dealing with another day of air quality alerts. We've been talking about this for a while now. The entire side of the state, you can see the western side of the state here behind me, is in for a wildfire smoke advisory, and the Front Range is still under an ozone alert.
Though wildfires from our out of state are the culprit for our smoky skies, one Colorado fire created this crazy smoke. Look at this, that could be seen for miles. It's far from our only fire. We're going to tell you about the newest one that's keeping people out of their homes this morning.
Also this morning, if you're headed out the door, Chris Spears is going to help you get on your way out with a look at traffic here at 5 o'clock. And 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon is also going to join us with an update on the newest add to local roads. We're talking about driverless cars. She'll explain how local officials say they're going to enforce laws with Waymo cars, even though there isn't a driver there to hand a ticket to.
First, let's bring in Weather Impact Team meteorologist Jaden Knowles right now. Jaden, we are going to get really warm today, really even warmer into the weekend.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we can't escape this heat, unfortunately. 97 degrees is what I'm forecasting for this afternoon, triple digits heading into Saturday. That's one of the main reasons for that weather impact alert. Heading out the door right now, I mean, temperatures are nice and cool, the low 60s. I would say just comfortable temperatures, not necessarily cool. Temperatures statewide, look at Greeley, 57 degrees there, 30s and 40s and across the high country, the upper 60s across the western slope. Live radar, nice and dry, and guess what? We're going to continue staying that way as we head into this afternoon. Really little to no rain chances in my forecast the next several days, even as we head into next week. So here's our forecast. Lots of sunshine throughout the day, warming up quickly, getting up to the upper 90s. I have 97 degrees in my forecast. So later on in the show, we'll be talking more in detail about what to expect as we head into this upcoming weekend, weather impact alert, heat advisory. We'll talk about all of that in my full forecast. Drew?
All right, thank you, Jaden. News headlines here at 5 o'clock. Students in the Adams 14 and Aurora Public School Districts are getting ready for the second day of the new school year this morning.
Aurora officers say they saw a lot of dangerous driving as kids made their way to the first day of class yesterday. Officials say in the area near Hinckley High School and East Middle School along Chambers Road, they saw a number of problems: speeding, stop sign violations, and unsafe lane changes, just to name a few. 24 summons and 1 pedestrian warning were issued throughout the morning. Now officers are issuing a reminder for both kids and drivers to be vigilant and safe as kids return this morning for their second day. Chris, great reminders as people head out the door this morning.
Absolutely, and as you head out the door this morning, if you were in the Central Park area, some good news here. We had an overnight crash. It happened about 2:30 this morning. It had 3 right lanes blocked of eastbound I-70 at Havana, but literally since we've come on air, it looks like they got it cleared because the traffic is starting to flow. So let's go over and look at our maps and see how this is looking. Yes, the symbol is gone. We still have this stretch of orange right here. So, you know, taking a little bit just to get some of the residual delays worked through, but this will open up here over the next several minutes, and that's good news because, as you know, that eastbound direction of I-70 takes you on out to the airport. So people with early morning flights, that was probably a pretty stressful moment there, sitting in that jam on I-70. I-225 looks good up and down Aurora. We're moving right along, probably about 70, 72 miles per hour. And Drew, it's only about a 9-minute drive to get across Aurora.
All right, sounds good, Chris. Thank you for that. Meanwhile, CDOT crews continue to clean up roads that were hit by recent flooding. So this is a look at Highway 550 last week between Silverton and Ouray after mudslides briefly shut it down. Starting next Monday, crews are going to start a week-long operation to remove remaining burn-scarred debris from underneath the Cutler Creek Bridge. Now, that bridge has low clearance, so they're creating a special rake attachment to help heavy equipment get the logs and rocks out from underneath it.
Next week, crews will also continue work to reopen the shoulder on part of Highway 145 near Telluride. They have to clear rocks, mud, and debris out. That work is expected to last through late August. You can see there's quite a bit of work to be done there. Drivers should expect 15 to 30-minute delays in the area through that time.
Crews worked overnight to put out a new wildfire that sparked yesterday near Parachutes. So this one started between Glenwood Springs and Grand Junction. It led to evacuations for people who live in that area. They're being held at the rodeo grounds in Parachute this morning. At last check, the fire has burned over 330 acres. So far, there's no word on any containment.
Take a look at your screen right now. This is a time lapse of a giant smoke cloud from the elk fire yesterday. This is in Weld County, north of Lake City. You could see the smoke cloud very clearly from 25 miles away, all the way in Ridgeway. Since sparking on July 9th, the elk fires burned more than 5,000 acres so far. Crews have reached 40% containment.
This is a look at what firefighters have been battling near Pagosa Springs. That's where the Blanco fire, the Rio Blanco fire, is burning this morning. Crews say they've been working to clear out fuels ahead of the fire to help keep it from spreading. At last check, this one has burned over 1,300 acres. It's 55% contained.
Yesterday, crews in Glenwood Springs kept a small fire from expanding into a much bigger problem. A brush fire sparked in the Cattle Creek area. It burned through multiple hay bales. It only burned about 1/10 of an acre, but crews had to stay on scene for hours. They were using heavy equipment to separate all of those hay bales to make sure there weren't any lingering embers inside.
2 fire departments that protect the Front Range may soon become one department. North Metro Fire says it's starting to look at joining forces with Mountain View Fire Rescue. The boards of both departments approved a moratorium yesterday of understanding, but it's not a done deal yet. From here, they're going to be a third-party review situation of the merger's potential financial impacts. If that all checks out, the process will move forward. Now, North Metro Fire serves Broomfield, North Glen, and some unincorporated areas of Adams, Boulder, Jefferson, and Weld counties. Mountain View Fire Service area stretches as far north as Meade and as far south as Superior.
Glenwood Springs will take its fight over an ICE holding facility to court. In a 6-1 vote last night, the city council decided to sue the property owner in an effort to shut the place down. The facility has operated under a special use permit for more than 2 decades. The town's zoning commission revoked that permit in April after it found immigration officers held people for more than 12 hours. City documents show ICE never responded to that revocation order. And then last month, first responders were called out, which the city says is confirmation that the facility is still being used for detention purposes. The city attorney says the legal action is about enforcing land use code, not immigration policy, and acknowledged the city's chances of winning an injunction in court are slim. Commerce City Police Department says it briefly had access to a Flock feature that listens for human screams.
Flock is best known for its cameras, of course, but it also has an audio detection device that's called Raven that listens for things like car crashes and gunshots. Commerce City has over 20 of these listening devices. From earlier this year until last month, city officials say the Raven had a new human distress detection feature that listens for human screams. But how well it works is still not really known. The function generated so much national pushback that Flock pulled the product down last month.
We never had the opportunity to vet that technology to see if it was reliable or if it was something that was valuable to us because we never even got a detection on it while it was active.
Flock says it actually never deployed the function to any law enforcement agencies. When 9 News asked why Commerce City had it, Flock told us the technology was never actually there, just a toggle switch to turn it on. Commerce City is the only local agency we spoke to that says it had the feature.
You may have seen them on the roads in Denver. A full fleet of driverless cars are out in the Mile High City.
Right now, only Waymo employees can hitch a ride, but that's going to change here eventually. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joining us live. So, Courtney, what happens when a car with no driver inside gets pulled over by police?
Well, Corey and Drew, since Colorado law does not currently recognize companies as drivers, no citation would actually be issued, and that's according to Colorado State Patrol. However, if that Waymo were to get a parking ticket, a citation would be issued to the registered car owner, according to the Denver Department of Transportation and Infrastructure. If there's a crash with an autonomous vehicle, CSP says they'd investigate and write a report. Next, they'd have a conversation with the Colorado Attorney General's office to figure out what action would be taken against the company, like citations or legal consequences. So potential passengers in Denver seem both leery and excited about riding in the driverless cars.
I think there's a lot of smart people out there, formally educated people out there. They've done the work, so I can trust them. If I can get on an airplane, I'm sure they can figure out how to make a car drive itself.
I think a lot of things are becoming AI these days, and honestly, I don't necessarily trust a lot of the drivers in Denver, so I'm up for whatever's the safest option, to be honest.
CSP says that Waymos are equipped with technology that recognizes lights and sirens, so the driverless cars can respond by pulling over and unlocking so that an officer can speak directly with someone remotely from Waymo. Waymo says they're preparing to serve riders here in Denver later on this year, but no formal date has been set yet. Live in Denver, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
Very interesting, Courtney. Thank you. Weld County has reached the next steps in its project to build a new justice center. The land it will sit on has now been fully demolished. This is where the former Greeley United Methodist Church was, off of 10th Street and 11th Avenue. Now that the buildings are gone, crews are getting the site ready for the construction phase. Officials say that area will be quiet over the next few weeks while they select someone to manage the construction. They're hoping that will happen by early September.
In the meantime, repaving work continues in Weld County at the Sheriff's Office and jail parking lots. The area you see outlined there in red on your screen is the one that's currently undergoing repaving. That's the jail's west parking lot. They say this project is ahead of schedule. It's expected to wrap up by the end of September, so people visiting the jail in the meantime can park in the east jail lot or by the health department.